What you are about to view or listen to is raw and unedited. Mike and Max's podcast takes you from the garage to the trail. Presented by Keep It Simple Offroad. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, motherfuckers. We're live.
Whoa.
Live. This is the Mike and Max show. Out of the garage to the trails, my man.
From the garage to the trail.
From the garage.
Let's go. So today, our very first guest, Steve Johnson, who's our good friend, who doesn't mind going on the harder trails, who has no scratches on his Jeep, and has a much better following than all of us. That's your official introduction.
That's probably due to the not buffing all the scratches out.
I actually just saw that on a comment. You're like, someone was like, how does your Jeep look so good? And you said, I buff it twice a year, and then I use Mother's natural wax. And I didn't know if it was from your mom or if that's the brand.
That reminds me of that meme. You see that meme where it shows your Jeep on Instagram all pretty and shiny, and then below it shows all the lights on your dash. All
the
those
Christmas
lights.
tree?
Yeah,
it's
that's
lit
what
up?
my paint looks like if you get up close.
Oh. See, I have the Christmas tree on my dash.
So it's, what is it? Oh, how's it go? Far from 10?
Yes.
No, it's a 10 from far, but far from 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
See, and that's why I don't color match my doors.
Right? Like every guy,
That makes no sense.
every guy out there on the JK, there's the black ones are all scratched, all to hell, and then the doors he puts them back on and they're perfect, pristine. So that really is actually quite an accomplishment because we know you're not being a bitch. I mean, you wheel the shit out of that thing.
The harder trails, I do take the doors off and put the tube doors on or no doors at all and
Yeah.
top off.
Yeah.
Because we've all seen that rock come into the cab.
Right.
I have.
I know Max has for sure.
Yeah,
I have.
Sandy
He was a passenger for a while.
The rock was a bad.
Yeah.
I had one in the back seat for a little bit, so if I had the doors on there, I would have had a black door on my Jeep.
Really?
Too. Oh yeah.
Well, where was that?
That was H2H.
Wow.
We're out on H2H.
You know, I don't remember, but we were driver's side into a small little canyon.
I know right where it's at actually, right before the little waterfall climb
Yeah,
where you got to go
I
real
did-
tight to that rock.
I did rub my armor the whole way through, and Dennis lost his taillight.
Really?
That's not the very first obstacle, though,
No,
where
no.
most people get kind of messed up and twisted and
No,
squirrely.
that one, you know, I had great spotters on that one. I just walked through it. It was,
Yeah.
I call it part B of that first obstacle.
Yeah.
That one I had to go full hard and send it on that one. I could not make it up that.
But
So
did you make it up without winching?
Oh yeah, until I hit that rock at the
nice.
top,
Nice.
and
That's
then
the waterfall part?
Yeah.
Okay, the two-step one or whatever. The
The
one,
first is the notch.
right?
yeah,
that-
and that one was fairly easy with a good spotter.
Yeah, well, that's when Max yelled at me. He's like, dude,
Yeah.
why are you coming in so fast?
Dude, he's going 10 miles an hour. I was like, fuck.
At the time, that was my lowest gear I had.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have that 158 to 1?
No. So I rolled in there like a decent speed, and also with a stick, which you'll now know, Max,
Yeah.
right?
It's tough.
Yeah,
Oh,
there,
man.
well, you pick a line and go.
Yeah.
There's no waiting. I mean,
Yeah.
you just keep going. So that's
No,
bad.
5 miles an hour would be sketchy on that.
Yeah.
It's easy 5 miles an hour. But my Jeep, you know, obviously it's really wide, so it held that angle, no
Oh,
problem.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It
yeah.
never felt uncomfortable.
It looked uncomfortable for me. And especially if you fall in. We saw the other guy fall in afterwards, and it mangled his whole side.
Oh yeah,
The soft
if you fall,
top.
if your front
it,
falls in.
It looked terrible.
It took 2 people to get him out of that hole, to suck him loose out of that
Yeah.
crack. 2 inches.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. One up high,
Yeah.
pulling him up almost, and then another one pulling him out.
Sideways.
One winch could not have enough traction to pull him, or the Jeep physically
It was dragging the
dragging the
yeah.
Jeep towards him instead of pulling him out.
Yeah, it was that balls
That was a
deep
cool
guy.
trip. That was a Christmas highway to hell.
Yeah, have you seen that video?
No, but I'm gonna go check it out.
Mike made a video.
Right, it's at Keep It Simple Off-Road at YouTube.
I will have to go check that out.
Yeah,
It's good.
Well, how the hell
And
do you
at
not
the
see that
same
video?
exact time, because Bobby was there, he made a video, and they're both actually good.
Yeah, both of them are good.
Yeah.
At least in Bobby's video, you can see my Jeep.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture that
Yeah.
now. If your Jeep falls the front falls in, it's gonna make your brain hurt trying to figure out how to get somebody out of there.
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere to position the recovery Jeep.
Yeah, it's in that video really well. Yeah, the balls deep guy had to go way up on the top, like up and out and way up onto the hill. That pulled him sideways. while the other guy was
Pulled
pulling
him forward?
straight.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was in there there was nothing, like Max said, there's nothing on the side of that Jeep that wasn't smashed against the rock.
Yeah.
That was those dark wheelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that I was almost in the same position in Payette Draw when I tried to do the filter.
The center or the left?
No, the left.
Right.
No, I didn't even make an attempt for the center.
Dude.
So the left, I was on 37s. I could not make it up. Tried 3 times and I ended up in a bad spot, like about to fall over passenger side into where the center lane is, or the center line is. So I had a Jeep in front of me holding tension, one behind me with a,
Well, it's like an anchor Jeep. It's a Jeep winching
So
you with
bo-
another Jeep on a
both of
strap
them holding
behind it.
tensions so I could back up without falling in, because
Yeah.
the Jeep was listing, it was pretty bad. And I couldn't move because I was on the brakes.
And that was on the dirt and drive?
No, that was about 2 years ago, Payette. So that,
Speaking of the dirt and drive, it looks really cool.
yeah, that was
And I thought this year it looked even better because there was so many options. It wasn't just a big overlanding trip. There was really hard trails.
you know, they took feedback from so this was Dirt and Drive 4.
Oh, the 4th year. 4th
Year that they've done this. The Four Wheelers Magazine and JP Magazine have done this. So they took the feedback of all the participants from years before, and one of them was, hey, you know, there's, and the spectrum of Jeeps is wide, from bone stock like 45 Willys, up to basically buggies, triangulated
Yeah.
V8s,
Yeah. But street legal.
but street legal. They got to drive. They got
Ish.
license plates.
Okay.
Now they stop
got
every
license
15
plates.
minutes for gas on this trek, but.
Payway didn't do the minimum 160 miles. You got to be able to.
No. Well, these guys would jump off. And on a sidebar, there was a few Jeeps I saw in the hotel on trailers that, let's just say, probably had little gas tanks.
Like real
But-
buggies.
It was a great experience. Got to meet a lot of cool people. The different trails. So every night, and they laid this out perfectly. They, in advance, got with the local four-wheel drive clubs, got them involved. So they were our tour guides. So Farmington, we had I forgot their names. I want to say High Desert Wheelers.
So every time you went into a new state or a new location, they met up with a guy that ran that place.
Yes.
And then they led you through wherever they were going.
Yep. So there was
That helps a ton.
And
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was huge because there was 100 of us. So
Oh
you
my
can
God.
imagine a column of 100 Jeeps lining up.
Was it one guy makes it through and then they have to spot every single
not-
Jeep?
You know,
Or do they allow
they're
no
on-
spotting?
No. On day one,
That's so ridiculous.
day one, everybody wanted the hard trail.
Yeah.
So obviously, me and Chris.
Yeah. Wait, everyone of your friends or everyone on Dirt and Drive?
Everyone picked the hard trail.
Everybody, let's just say probably more did than what they should have.
So they didn't realize how hard it was actually going to be.
Right. So they were pretty challenging. So if you picked one of their difficult rated trails, it was actually a difficult trail.
Okay, so a couple of questions on this. So I saw the video of you going up that crazy ass steep hill, like a double steep hill. Was that, and then, so was that a hard trail you picked?
That was one of the difficult trails. That was one obstacle on that trail, and there was probably 4 or 5 similar to that. A few off-camera ones. I really wish.
Is that the one you lost the tire on?
That's the one I put when I reversed. I put a sway bar bolt into the rear tire. Yeah, that's.
Hold on. I saw that video, right? That's on your Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. How do you get a bolt from the sway bar into the tire?
Okay. So I changed my sway bar links like a genius. The weekend before we go for Dirt and Drive.
Yeah, I remember that.
All 4 sway bar links I changed. And I used the bolts that came with the kit. So that Monday I took the Jeep to work, put it on the forklift, did all, the CTI test, all 4 corners. Everything looked good. Everything was cleared. And nothing replicates an obstacle. So going forward, everything's fine. Reversing, that's when that bolt, it was just sticking out just enough to catch the inside of my tire. Totally shredded and bent my sway bar straight.
That's it actually bent the straight.
Oh yeah,
of
it
the sway bar.
destroyed it. And the cool thing about these, the Jeep Club in Farmington, they actually went out. We had another guy break a rear axle shaft, same trail, destroyed rear axle shaft. So they have their local 4-wheel drive shop. They actually went back into town, got a rear axle shaft, me a rear sway bar, brought it back out to the trail. We were 100%, and we rolled out to Montrose, Colorado the next day.
I'm shocked they brought another sway bar because you can make do without a rear sway bar.
Yeah, but they knew I destroyed mine, so they just brought it. I took mine out.
But you didn't destroy your sway bar.
Oh yeah,
it was
bent straight on one side. It grabbed that bolt and bent that thing straight on one side.
Yeah,
it was gone. I took it out, threw it in the back of the Jeep. It was a goner.
That's crazy.
It was
and the new one came with like regular size links, all that stuff.
No, I reused my links.
Oof.
The links were fine. There was nothing wrong with the links. It was the length of the bolt.
Yeah.
The upper bolt, because.
Did you trim it?
No, the problem was, so since I'm pushed back.
Excuse that dog, gentlemen. That's okay.
Since I'm pushed back.
It's our
1.25 inches in the rear. The sway bar and where that bolt is right by my rear sway bar bracket.
Okay.
I cannot go head side to the tire. I've got to go bolt.
Oh, you just reversed it so the threads don't catch anything.
So the next day when we got to Montrose, just went to the local hardware store, got a shorter bolt, and remedied that problem.
Oh, okay.
And the drive was nice, thanks to that 4-wheel drive club for
That's awesome.
Getting me a new sway bar.
Do you have to pay for that at the end?
You know what? I reached out to them and I tried to. They gave me a factory sway bar, so it was taken off from somebody who bought a Curry or an aftermarket sway bar. And they're like, it was sitting in our boneyard. Don't worry about it. They were way cool. I tried.
Nice.
And actually,
so not to be expected, but yeah, if they have it, they're going to throw it in there.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
I had to track them down on Facebook, and just way cool guys. Way cool guys.
That's really cool. And you know what else I've noticed is that you're very prepared anyways. I mean, I've helped you load your Jeep and unload it and carry tools around anyways, you know, from us going off-roading and being at your house. But I mean, I'm sure there was no problem with like tools, with all that stuff.
No. Actually, with the rear axle shaft, you know, we carry gear oil.
Yeah.
So another guy had just a D44 gasket, and
he had like a lube locker, like
lube. That's exactly what it was. Lube locker.
Those are awesome, and they're reusable. That's the key on the trail.
So
absolutely,
and that was probably the cleanest axle swap I've seen.
Wow.
Because we had to pull the carrier.
Yeah.
I bet you if there was 4 drops of oil in the dirt.
Wow.
So when they drained it, we drained it into a Ziploc bag, all the fluid, because the owner of that Jeep didn't know if anybody else had fluid. So we were thinking maybe we'll have to. I had 1 quart, and another guy that came down had another quart, so we put new fluid in it. But we would have done this anyways. But you know, so you don't spill 2 quarts of fluid just randomly out in the desert.
Yeah, absolutely not. Right? You got to pick your stuff up.
Yeah.
They make you. Excuse me. They make you carry a spill kit and all that other stuff. They check for that.
No, Dirt and Drive did not, but they did do a very thorough safety check. So anybody with a soft top had to have some kind of cage protection, fire extinguisher on board, basic hand tools. Like when Max was saying, I flipped down my seats, and I had all 4 axle shafts, drive shafts. The reason why he couldn't use my axle shaft was he was non-Ruby.
Yeah, the different lines.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So mine wouldn't fit. So we were like, oh no, what are we gonna do now? So
rookie.
What do? You just take out the little chunk, and if you didn't have it, you drive them on with the locker on the whole time.
That was plan A until the 4-wheel drive club said, hey, we'll just bring out one.
Oh, nice.
So
I've been on a trail where a guy snapped one, and even though the semi-float is not set like a full float, the guy still drove all the way home.
Yeah, that was on Predator.
And he said, yeah, you were there. The guy in the green Jeep with the wife screaming at him because he hit the hard top. Then I think
what are those? I told you not to do that.
Oh my God.
I think he was getting pissed, and he just hit the gas, and his Jeep was flopping on the belly, and the weight of the Jeep went all the way back. Both tires touched, and he was on the gas all the way, and it just went clunk.
Right.
And it
'cause
snapped. It snapped.
Ouch.
Right before that, on the little step up where it kind of, you can go up and over the crazy side on the left, or you can go over that little side leaning tippy thing that always has water down there.
Right.
He plowed right into that, and it was so deep it just smashed right into his hard top and just.
Ouch.
Did it break the window? I don't remember.
No, I think it just exposed the hard top. You know how it's white underneath? What is the hard top made out of? It's
Fiberglass.
fiberglass, yeah.
yeah.
So it like showed the frayed fiberglass, and he said, "I know a guy, and it'll get repaired." But as you know, the
That's called
wife-
Rattle Can
the
Black.
wife
That dude was cool
like,
though. He's a fisherman, like
Yeah.
a hardcore fisherman, deep sea
Well,
guy.
out of California, right?
Yeah.
Or
Really?
somewhere on
Michael
the coast.
something.
Somewhere on the coast for sure. The West
Yeah.
Coast.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what he does for a living. Is like big ass fish, like tuna. And
Yeah.
On an
Oh, so
ocean boat.
deep sea fishing.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
it was
way
cool.
cool.
The
That's-
dangerous, like you don't really sleep. Well, I only seen it on TV, you know, but like I know. Oh, yeah, I've been there,
You got to
I've
be
been
on
there.
crack and you
Yeah.
got to
You
argue
know
with
what?
everyone.
That is a lot of work. I've went halibut fishing, and that is a lot of work.
Oh, to reel one of those in.
Oh,
What's a
God.
halibut? Is that the
It's a
swordfish?
No,
It's a
that's a
fish.
flatfish. So it's a bottom feeder.
Pancake.
You got to basically, yeah, with both weird looking eyes on one side of its head.
Is that where you're strapped into the chair? So it don't
No,
yank
no,
you
no, no,
out?
no.
Oh.
You're walking around, and they're 300-400 feet down.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, so to reel this thing, it's like reeling on a log. Until that one weird eye I was just talking about
Right.
sees light or the bottom of the boat, then it goes nuts. Then you start fighting it. And some of these, we were catching like 40 pounders. We didn't catch anything bigger than that, but they had a derby out there. They were 100 pounders. I can't imagine trying to bring something like that up. It's like bringing in a whale.
Well, and the pole, you always see it. I mean, it has a lot of flex. I mean, the pole's going down to the water almost, and then they're just slowly, like a couple feet at a time. So if it's 400 feet deep, like you're working it for like an hour.
Dude,
Maybe.
I got a funny ass tangent on fishing.
Uh-oh.
Should I tell it?
Yeah.
So my older brother, he's like this Superman, right? He's like a super cop. Like, I don't know. He's a ridiculous cop, right? But I've always lived in this cat's shadow. So what's funny is we were fishing one time. Like, I used to live in Colorado, and before I was about to leave Colorado, my dad's like, I got to take all my boys fishing before Michael takes off and blah, blah, blah. So we go up to this little tiny lake to catch trout, right? Now, Rob's always been really good, and he's always, you know, like in his job, he's always made a ton of money. He's a good dude, right? So he pulls out deep sea fishing poles to fish for freaking trout, right?
100-pound test line. And
Yeah,
all.
dude, they're as big as my wrist. You know what I mean?
3-speed reels.
They're ridiculous. So, and I get out with a Snoopy pole, right? Because you want to feel the trout, right? So, and I got like, he comes out and he's got this, I don't know, this floating freaking like fish finder you throw out into the water and all this crap. And he's got like 6 poles. And he's like, you don't know nothing. And I'm like, you look like you fell off a Cabela's truck, bro. And because we always had this brotherly competition,
Right.
but it sucked because I was always second. You know what I mean? So here's my one glory time with my older brother.
With
And
with your target fishing pole.
Bro, it was awesome. So, because I've fished trout. It's the only damn fish I know how to fish, right, is for trout.
I have no idea how to fish for any
Yeah.
species of fish.
I had this, we sucked. I used to suck at it. And then I had this old timer. I only sucked because my grandpa, God rest his soul, he's all right with this story though. He never taught me how to, his way to set up a hook is bullshit. So, so this old guy goes, what the hell are you doing with your hook? And I'm like, what do you mean? I've been fishing this way my whole life. And he goes, you're a moron. Look at if you take power bait and you look on the back side of the power bait, it tells you how to hook up the hook. Right? There's instructions on the power bait, and it's amazing. I switched to that. I put some power bait on there, and he goes, "Are you trying to feed all the fish with that giant piece of power bait, or are you going to get it down to normal size?" And I'm like, "All right." So, anyways, basically, this guy taught me how to do this, right? So I hook it up, and I catch fish, bam, 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 bam. So, long story short, well, it's a long story. All my stories are long. I go to the lake. Rob comes out with all of his fancy schmancy shit, all this fancy stuff, and I lost my train of thought. Oh, anyways, so I'm with my Snoopy pole, my little tiny thing, and I am yanking fish out like crazy. He's going batshit crazy, but he's got like 25-pound test line, which trout are smart.
That looks like a cable in the water.
Exactly,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
The trout will suck it in, feel weight, and boogie.
Yeah.
So the line can't feel any weight. That's where the whole slip weight comes in. And anybody's listening to this, just go to your store and look at the back of a freaking power bait bottle, and he'll tell you how to do what I'm talking about.
That's good to know
It goes
because I
back-
know nothing about fishing,
Goes back to
and I
the
think that
directions.
deters me from going. Plus, I don't really want to.
I don't eat fish.
I want to go off-roading.
but
I want to go camping.
right.
I like fish.
I
I
got
would
a
eat
ton
a
of
fish.
fish stories. It's not even funny, but
Uh-oh.
I hate fish. But
No. Animals or women? Like,
No, I don't
never
wanna go
mind,
trouting,
never
right.
mind. Trouting.
trouts. Anyways, so long story short, Rob was blaming my hole. He's like, you just happened to find the hole. So we swapped spots, and I yanked out all these fish. I think it took a half hour to catch my limit.
With your super bait.
With power bait and a Snoopy pole, dude. That was like a half a foot long, man. And he had all this freaking equipment, and it was funny. It was just a good time.
That's
It was
awesome.
Like, that's all right, buddy.
Sometimes NASA doesn't pay off.
NASA?
Right.
All that technology.
Oh,
Well,
too high tech, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of overlanders. Not to rag on overlanders, but they got a lot of shit bolted onto their Jeep.
But they're also not going rock crawling.
Well, that's true. Like I just listened to a podcast, and they said 33-inch tires are good. That's about all you need. And then this guy had he didn't carry a spare, but he was really trying to find out how to make room for his chainsaw. Doesn't make any sense to me. But, all
Yeah,
right.
in our environment, I don't think I ever used a chainsaw once.
No,
carry a
not-
chainsaw too?
No,
No.
not out here. We don't
No.
need chainsaws.
There's no vegetation.
Everything out here is so dry. The only time I've ever seen something on the trail, it almost looks pulverized. Because if it's dying or dead and it falls over, it's already too late. It's not a redwood tree that fell over and someone's got to take care of it.
Right. I have, though, when I did my overland trip by myself, I ran across a log or a tree that was down across
Yeah,
the trail.
you probably physically ran over it with your
Actually-
tires.
Well, no, I could have, but because I was out there alone, I didn't. I just hooked the winch to it and drug it out of the way. But
Oh, you just kind of like
yeah,
to
I
the
just
side
just
and
move the
then
log.
pulled
yeah.
it back off to the side of the
You know, I
road.
will say this. So on Dirt and Drive, I met, and I forgot the guy's name, but Trail Recon,
Oh, the YouTube guy.
the YouTube
Yeah.
guy, yeah, Trail Recon. So on day one, he signed up for the same trail we did, a difficult trail. This guy's got an RV on the top of his Jeep, literally.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Literally. So
I've
there was a
never seen
couple.
that.
There was a couple of obstacles where you see guys go out and they're really watching what's going on to make sure he doesn't flop. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's so much counterweight. So he's so top heavy, but he made it through the whole trail.
Trail Recon. What does it look like? What is it?
It's just a JK. It's a 4-door JK. It's a guy with a YouTube channel. It's okay. It's pretty
So
cool.
is it just a tent up there? Is that what a big
Yeah,
ass tent?
yeah. He's got a tent.
He's got everything up there. I think it's a rack, right? I think he's got a big rack,
the rack
with a tent on top. With,
propane bottles. Everything that these guys need for
Was
their
he cool?
for the kitchen. He's way cool guy. Way cool guy.
So you also were on there with that guy with Mr. Byerly, right? The yellow Jeepster.
Oh
Like
yeah.
convertible Jeepster.
Yep.
Did he have his goats with him?
No, he didn't. He didn't.
guy's
And you know
badass.
what? I was really just jonesing on his little Jeepster.
Jonesing.
Yeah, because I was checking it out. He had a PTO. I think I told you a PTO winch,
Right, that's
on
right.
it.
Because you wanted to see how it works.
also,
Yeah.
it's hydraulic.
It runs off a drive shaft,
a
right?
drive shaft.
Oh,
Yeah,
drive shaft.
because I'm looking at his winch and I'm looking at it, go. There's a U joint. It's little, but there's a U joint going to it. Drive shaft going to it.
Right.
PTO driven winch.
Yeah, like all the 205 or SM465 205s. I think those can all hook up to PTOs.
Really.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what those side.
I thought it was a
covers are for.
totally cool Jeep, and that was one of the cooler things about Jeep and Drive. As I mentioned before, that from stock, vintage,
Yeah.
to
He drives it
Hell-
everywhere.
heavily modified. Yeah,
I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
and
he's
he
always
d-
got them damn goats.
he drove that Jeep. It was like 550 miles from Farmington to Montrose, and we ended up in Moab. He drove that Jeep every day.
That's
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
So, obviously you go all over the place, which I think is really cool. Mike totally distracted me. He's pointing.
Don't
He's
throw
telling
you
me,
off.
he's telling me to click the camera.
I don't know. One second. This is our first
But
time
you
around.
do. You go all over the place, which is really cool. You do tons of trails. I think you go wheeling more than us
Try
right
to.
now. Right, for a while, it took me forever to rebuild a Jeep.
Well, yeah, you went through
It
two
took-
Jeep builds.
Yeah.
Actually, consecutively.
Same with Mike. Mike underwent a lot of stuff, but you're always willing to help someone. So I want to know more about that Die Hard rescue.
The Die Hard rescue.
yeah.
So, how that came up?
So Die Hard is a trail out here by Table Mesa,
Yeah, that.
which is not really for JK. It's not. I would say it's not JK friendly because it's tougher than most trails on.
I would
Table
totally
Mesa.
agree. I would totally agree.
But half the problem with that is Half the problem with that is that guy, right?
The driver, the owner of the Jeep that we went out and helped. So, as Max was saying, it is not JK friendly. So, my buddy Chris Gilpin said, hey, there's a guy broke down somewhere on Die Hard. This is a trail we never done because...
Wasn't this a holiday? Wasn't this like
This was
Thanksgiving, Christmas?
This was January 30th. So, New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Okay, so picture this. I'm at my house, and I see my buddy, Chris Gilpin, saying, hey, I'm going to go help this guy. He's got blown ball joints. We're going to go out there and repair his Jeep, get him out of there.
So the ball joint broke and the
Oh, it was
knuckles
destroyed.
separated
It
off
was
the
destroyed.
axle housing.
Yeah, how in the
Destroyed.
world? dude?
Damn, that's crazy.
That had to be.
I've never seen that.
What breaks a ball joint? A side hit?
Die Hard.
And Die Hard.
And Dana
It's not
41.
die easy, bro.
And, you know,
Die hard.
we've all heard of these trails and
Yeah.
looked them up, researched them, and said,
It's a 4.5, right?
that,
Out of 5.
that trail is not for us.
That's for me. I'm going in there.
Well, once you build your 60, how about that?
Yeah, after the 60 front.
So
Your
yeah.
front
there's a
60.
few gnarly
I'm
obstacles.
going in there. I
So
don't care what anyone says.
Chris goes, hey, I'm going to go help this guy out. And I'm like, well, I can't let my buddy go out there by himself
Yeah.
because it's just getting to wear this guy out.
Yeah, it's smart to go.
It's
down there.
gnarly. So I said, okay. I tell the wife, hey, I'm going to pack up, load up all the tools.
Mm-hmm.
So this time I packed up with more than normal because we had no idea what we're getting into. And went down Die Hard. We went in the bailout spot. So halfway through the trail, there's a bailout spot.
Oh.
And that one, I probably could use a chainsaw because it was overgrown. Apparently
Chainsaw.
nobody bails out at this spot.
Well, take your spare out.
How come we
Well,
didn't go on
mount-
this? Was my Jeep broke?
Well, I was working.
Oh.
New
yeah.
I
on New
went-
Year's Eve?
Yeah.
So I'm about to have like a house full of people, party, beers,
You're out on the
barbecues.
trail.
So here it is. At this point, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. So Chris gears up, I gear up, out to Table Mesa we go. The owner has ball joints and the press.
Okay, good.
So we're all right, cool. That's the only thing wrong with your Jeep. We'll get them back together, replace the ball joints, pull them off, whatever he's stuck on.
Yep.
And then since he made it that far, we'll turn him around and just head out.
Yes.
So we get there, it starts to snow on us. First time, it was actually kind of cool being in Table Mesa. I got a cool picture of me, Chris' Jeep and my Jeep just covered in snow at Table Mesa.
And for Phoenix, that's shocking. So when he posted that, I think you posted it while you were out there, and I was like, "What the hell?"
So
Like,
freezing cold, changing ball joints is
Yeah.
not fun anyways. In
No.
your garage,
It
with
takes time.
with all your stuff, it's not fun. So
and it probably, especially a broken setup.
Oh my-
Who
so
knows what's in the way? What
he-
you can even grab on?
he broke on an obstacle.
Of course.
So what's holding the Jeep forward? He's got it winched. So the winch line's taut. It's keeping
Okay.
him from rolling backwards, and high lift up
Oh, jeez.
to get the tire off. So as Chris and I look at this, we're like, what's the safest way we're gonna do to change
Yeah,
this
right.
ball joint? It starts to snow. It's cold, like you wouldn't believe cold. Long story short, we repair. We press out the broken one, put the new one in, get his tire back on. So we're starting to evaluate his Jeep, and we're trying to figure out how we got that far. He had a 2-inch lift, 32-inch all-terrain tires.
Oh my goodness.
So basically a stock Jeep, halfway through Die Hard. So we're telling
Which is
him,
impressive by itself, actually.
we're
right?
telling him turn around.
Yeah, considering it's one of the hardest trails, right?
Yeah, he winched his way the entire where he broke down. Where
Oh, he
broke,
winched his way out there.
the entire way up. He winched himself the entire way.
Wow.
So we're trying to convince him to turn around. We fixed his Jeep. It's running. It's not on a winch anymore.
Yeah.
We backed him off the obstacle. He's good to go. Turn around. We'll walk. We'll guide you out.
Yeah, and help spot,
Yeah.
pull the winch, whatever.
Whatever you need to get out. So he's one of those guys who said, well, I started a trail, I'm going to finish it.
Mm.
So I turned around and I said, do you see the next obstacle? And I don't know if there's a video of John Patrick doing this very same obstacle.
I've seen it.
Is that the one where he's way up there
Yes.
and
Yeah.
he leans up and
Yes.
instead of backing up, he just hits the gas again
Yeah.
and again and
Yeah.
again?
It's that one. So I'm looking at this 2-inch lifted, basically stock Rubicon. And I'm like, you're never going to make this. There is no way you're going to get up that. And at
That's
that,
a flip over backwards.
so
too,
there was a little, let's just say a little exchange at that point about, hey, we got your Jeep
Yeah.
fixed. This is totally your choice. We're leaving. He wanted to start building a bridge, winching boulders into place. And I'm like, I'm not going to be a part of
No.
that. destroying this
Yeah,
trail.
you can't rearrange
No,
the trail.
no. So that was his.
Not that extreme. If you're in a bad spot, you can help yourself out of that
Yeah, no,
spot.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
it's not life or death. He had to
No.
ride out.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like seriously, like
That
you
scenario is bad.
You can winch a boulder. If you winch a boulder into the trail, it's really hard to get it back out of the way.
Oh,
Especially
yeah,
one the
yeah,
size of this coffee table.
Yeah,
Because that's
right?
what he was looking at to make it through where he wanted to go.
Right.
So at that point, Gilpin and I said, we're leaving. So your choice is either come with us
Yeah.
or stay
or
overnight.
boogie
with-
on.
Yeah, basically.
And don't call me back.
We fixed your Jeep. We feel good because we fixed it. He can go. This choice now is up to him. It's not like
Yeah, right.
a fellow off-roader broke down and needs help.
Right.
So that portion of it was over. Now this
Yeah.
guy was just stubborn and just wanted to continue on.
Yep.
And we were like,
Dude. Yeah.
So-
I gotta say, there's been times where I was gonna sign up for a trail ride with a group, but I saw someone on the group
Yeah.
that has fucked us over many times. So I just didn't sign up for the trail group.
just
And-
due to that.
And I was going to go. I just figured I would go and be like, oh, hey, what are you guys doing out here? But that didn't make me obligated to stick around for that moron.
Right.
So
right,
that's
right.
why I did that, even though I would have signed up. But I know that's a dick move. But I've already been screwed over several times by this particular person. So
Yeah.
Well, this guy actually tried. So after Chris and I said, hey, we're leaving, we're packing up our tools. So here he is with his winch line again. So now his Jeep is fixed. Pretty much, he's 100% at this point.
Yeah.
New ball joints in. He starts winching again. And he gets him to himself
To go forward.
To go forward. He starts winching forward
oh
while
my
Chris and I are
goodness.
packing up our tools. And this is a hike. We're carrying, I bet you I had 30, 40 pounds of tools. Chris is carrying the ball joint repair kit
Yeah.
and more tools. And we got about a half-mile walk to our rigs. And this guy's trying to winch up. So he gets stuck again. And we're like, you're done, dude. Either come with us
Yeah. Or you're
stay,
done.
or stay here
Yeah.
tonight.
And it was New Year's Eve.
And it was New Year's
This
Eve.
took
so
all day, right?
so
You're
that-
talking 8 to 10 hours
now
already.
It's 7 p.m. at night.
It's dark.
We've been there all day. It's snowing. So I can't feel my fingers
Yeah.
at this point. And,
Yeah.
and
you've definitely helped.
And you're
right?
frustrated.
And
I know
after
you
this
left.
thing-
I know you left early in the
After-
morning.
How did Angry Chris not come out?
oh my God.
Oh my god.
So after
Good thing I was not
we
there.
had 2 exchanges before that about either turn around, back up, or go. And he fought us tooth and nail the
Yeah.
whole way. So we said, we're leaving. Either come with us now, we'll give you a ride back home.
But he had his buddy, right? Wasn't there like a buddy that it gave him a ride home or something?
Yeah, because you ended up
Oh
leaving.
yeah,
right?
yeah, we did. And his buddy came and picked him up.
Yeah.
And
So
the
you
ne-
never would have truly abandoned him.
No, 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 no.
But
So he did say
Sometimes you got to make him
he
think you will.
he
Yeah.
came up with us where our Jeeps were, the cell service, called his buddy. His buddy's coming up. He said he wanted to set up trail cameras or something for this Jeep. I said, trust me, dude, no one's going to drive down where you were stuck and try to take your basically stock wheels and all-terrain tires.
Yeah.
off
I
your
don't know
rig.
about that though. Bob's Jeep did get
Oh,
stripped.
that's true. That's true.
Not
yeah.
far from there.
So,
But that's a whole
yeah, I
other
guess
story. Different podcast. We'll have Bob on for that, folks.
I
But-
guess you should always err on caution on that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's scary. That
Yeah.
that makes a lot of people rethink. Hey, like whatever minor break, big break, to leave it out there.
I would not leave mine.
No, not
I,
anymore.
No,
No,
but you
I
would,
just wouldn't leave it, but
you
I would-
You would have turned around
right. Do whatever you got to do to
and
get out.
got the rig home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if other guys are in there going, yeah, dude, you got to back out. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to hear how they did get it out because they ended
Oh,
up
the
having
un-
the Undertakers come.
Yeah,
through, right?
yeah.
And they didn't give
'Cause-
them a choice.
No,
No,
they
they-
said you're backing out.
Right.
And that's
you
it.
turned
Right
around.
now.
We'll have to have Huck in here one day to tell us that
That'd be
story.
cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Part 2 of this.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Because he
Part
gave
two.
us so much crap about, I'm going to finish it, I'm going to do this. And we're like, you're
Dude, he never even apologized or never
No,
said thank you
no,
or any of that
no,
garbage
no.
until someone was browbeating him, and then he eventually did.
he was
right?
actually upset that we wouldn't help. Now, it's already 6, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
That we wouldn't stay there and help him, bring our Jeeps down there
Yeah.
and help him. And I'm like, our Jeeps don't
Oh,
belong on this trail.
Yeah, he wanted you guys to go
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah, to have like
Get
a little
3
trail
Jeeps
ride.
stuck in
Have a
there.
little
Yeah.
trail run in the snow
Yeah.
when you're having a party back at the
And,
house.
and
That's
Chris and I
crazy.
both told him, our Jeeps aren't set up for this kind of trail.
Yeah.
It's way beyond our capabilities. Skill level. We don't have seat time to do some of these obstacles.
Right. What?
I have no clue what
Sorry,
that is.
folks. We have
I think a little
But,
tail
um,
the
beating.
12th man in here. Got some 12. We love dogs, and we have a lot of dogs here. So you know what? If you don't like dogs, well, to hell with you,
Yeah.
because
Ooh.
dogs are part of this. That's how it is. That's
Oh,
how it's going to roll, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
I have
mean,
two.
We're dog
regardless,
lovers.
Yeah.
regardless, you made it home, and you had an awesome New Year's Eve, right,
We
with
did.
your family.
We did. I got home. I
Dana.
warmed up. lit a fire, had a barbecue, and
a crazy story of why you were just gone 10 hours instead of 3.
And I did. I had a really cool story
Yeah.
because everybody's like, "Where have you been all day?"
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
As
dude.
frustrating as it is, that's awesome.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's a hell of a story, right?
Yeah.
It's we can kind of laugh at it now. And what the hell? You'd have never been out there in the snow.
No, and you know, Chris and I went out there under the pretense of, hey, we're going to repair his Jeep mechanically and just get him out, just another recovery. And then it morphed into something else.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
fortunately, it all
Well,
worked out.
it's weird because in the very, 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 very beginning, man, if somebody broke, I was the first one. I'd jump right in there,
course.
try to
Yeah.
help them.
Because if we were in the same spot, you'd want
Right?
the same thing.
One time, you know, I jump in. This guy's got broke a tie rod or something on Crown King Trail, and I jump right in. And this guy was awesome. I'm like, oh shit, you.
Oh, the Tahoe.
Yeah, the Tahoe. And
Yep.
he's like, oh, I got that part in the back. We're like, hell yeah. He goes, I know it's a weak link. Now that's the way you're supposed to roll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So immediately jumped in, and he's like, no, I got this. I'm like, all right, then I'm going to learn. You know what I mean? I'm going to sit here with you and watch. So he and I, we swapped it out, got all greasy, and boogied on. It was awesome. That's
Yeah,
the way
and
it's
that's how it
supposed
works.
to be.
Yeah, exactly.
But we've been on trails where in the beginning where we're jumping in and you hear, oh, I knew that was going to break. And you go, cool, where's the part? And they go, oh, it's at home in the garage. We're
No,
like, "It's not gonna-
or he didn't even have it.
it's not going to break in the garage. Like, what are you doing, man? So but it makes you to where now, you know, I have another guy. We all know, you guys know Russ Kimbaugh, White
No.
TJ,
Oh, yeah.
Russ, right? So he rolls back and he says, I started paying attention to every time someone breaks. And he's like, oh, I took my tools out because I got a tent. You know, I got my tent
I
in here.
remember that.
right.
I
And then he
remember
just
that.
grabbed his
Right.
chair and a few beers, dude, and he just relaxed.
And him and his chick
And
had a
broken
great
down.
time.
Yeah. And every time he had no tools with him, man, we're like, now that's the way to go. You just got to play dumb, sit in the back, and when they absolutely need
Oh,
you,
no.
go ahead and jump in.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
If you could see my Jeep a year ago, I stripped the whole back of it just for parts and tools.
Yeah.
So as we go out, we know the most common things that we break.
Yeah.
You learn that for sure
It's
over time.
axle shafts, tie rod ends, bent tie rods.
Yeah. Mine was drive shafts. I carry both drive shafts.
Actually, I have a rear because there was a time, I don't know what obstacle it was up at Table Mesa, somewhere on, I think it was Predator, where I would, if I scratched the paint on this drive shaft, it would vibrate like a mofo the entire time home. So now I carry a spare rear drive shaft.
Yeah. It took me 4 times to learn that, man. And when I come home, I'm like, I was trying to tune the engine one time, and I'm doing like wide open throttle pulls on the highway, and blew the rear drive shaft out.
Ouch.
And then, it's broke like 3 or 4 times on the highway. Max and I did that
Yeah.
big crazy Rubicon thing. We pulled over in Havasu.
Yeah, we had to grease it
Grease it.
mid-trip.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that probably was it was probably gone by then
It was
already.
toast by
The
then.
the
Yeah.
double cardan.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was
The
blowing
center
through 'em.
ball.
I rebuilt one in Napa. I got a video of that up there. In the parking lot in Heber in Napa.
Oh, you rebuilt the double cardan.
Yeah, because it was the same thing. I kept having it. And mine turned out, I thought it was like the angles. We tried everything. I'd gone through all these drive shafts. And it turned out I built my exhaust too close to it and it's blowing all the grease out. So I put some heat shields in there. I actually went to a bigger, the 1350 now. So, because I was twisting those 1330s.
What kind of grease do you use? I use a 500
Wow.
500 degree before it burns off.
I think it's called red and sticky or tacky and sticky red.
But it's something
like that.
high temp
It's a
also.
high temp, yeah.
You have to. We all learned the hard way
Yeah.
Yeah.
of how important it is to take care of your drive shafts.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Yeah.
All right, man. Now we got to get to some funny shit, right?
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
hold on. Never mind. You guys keep talking.
Okay, hang on.
Say something funny. Say something funny, damn it.
So obviously we're friends, all 3 of us.
Right.
Plus there's many more, and we tend to go to Tailgaters,
Oh, quite a bit.
the local bar.
A couple times a week.
Oh yes. Tell
Brutal experiences.
Actually, I'm
trying to
gonna-
hang with Steve and Dana.
I'm going to hit that tonight, actually.
I think I'm gonna go with you,
So-
probably.
yeah.
Or I don't know if we're going with you.
it's Friday
I just
night.
invited myself. I guess I'm going there
and that's
too,
way
bro.
cool. Yeah,
That's
we
how
can
I
all go.
roll. See, I
I'll-
just show up at trails.
I'll third wheel.
Third wheel.
Yeah. But Tailgaters, not only do, for some reason, you guys love tequila.
We do.
And we always order tequila shots. And they're always brutal. And we keep doing it. I just don't
I
get
know.
it.
Over,
You, Max,
over
keep
and
ordering
over.
them, dude. And before you know it, you can't have 20 shots in an
Yeah.
hour. and not get up to pee or something, and the next thing you know, you're like
No,
trying to take a piss, and you're going, I'm fucked. Like, this is not good.
One of the safe things about tailgaters is, due to Max's shots, the waitress will actually get your phone and dial an Uber for you, as we all three of us.
Right.
That doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. Mike and I have both had experiences where we went out and had to come back in because no one was there.
I got in somebody else's car, and they're like, what the hell are you doing, dude? And I'm like, is this my Uber? And they're like, no, man, it's not your Uber, whatever.
He's like, I'm just here to pick up a pizza, right?
Yeah. He's like,
It's like, what's Mike doing in the back
who
seat?
the hell are you? The waitress had to come out, grab me. Like, I don't ever get drunk either. That's what doesn't make any sense. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I drink, but I don't get drunk, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's some nights that get out of control.
Besides,
threw up in the
that
closet.
time, I was just going to say the closet experience.
Yeah.
You were pretty drunk.
That's a whole different story. This podcast is too long for that right now. But that will come out eventually because my wife sent a pretty funny text over that.
To me.
Yeah, right.
It was just a photo of Mike with his head in the closet. The doors are wide open. He's got a towel on, but that's it. And I don't know if she told me almost or you or it's something along the lines of like, you're laying in the closet, you're dead asleep, almost.
It just said close.
Oh, close. That's what close.
Like,
So
I
close.
almost made the bed.
Yeah.
Close.
Oh, man.
Dude.
But we don't need to get into that.
Hell no, man.
That's gross.
That was horrible.
That was
Well,
gross.
All right,
That was
cool,
too
man.
much. That was too much.
Real quick, what's the plans for the Jeep in the future?
The
Quick,
plans for the Jeep.
next
So
upgrade.
actually, axles.
You gonna join the one
More
family?
Dana 30s.
E-
You're on
e-
44s, right?
either
Yeah,
the Dynatracs or Curry's. I'm still up in the air on the fence on which way I'm
Fancy.
going to go with that. But I like to do that in conjunction with different suspension, different coilover setup.
Why? What do you have? Just regular coils now in the lift, or do you have actual
I have
coilovers?
13-inch coilovers up front and spring shocks in the back.
Yeah, how do I not know that?
You don't pay attention.
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Self.
So yeah. What is it? What do they call it?
Self-centered.
Yeah, there's another word for that.
Narcissism.
Narcissist. That's
Ooh.
it.
Ooh.
Shut up. Narcissist.
Nice.
All right, cool,
So
man.
I would like to change all that. And,
All
the Jeep is old, so eventually take out the hamster cage I have now.
I
And
think my Jeep is old. Your Jeep is not old.
old for a
No,
JK.
your Jeep is newer than his.
No, mine's old. Anyway, all right. That's funny. Why you join the 1-ton crew? Just because everybody's doing it?
For
Yeah,
the
your stuff's not breaking.
Yeah, you don't.
You're
break.
good. You're
I
good.
don't brake, but there's a few things that I think a larger tire, rolling diameter, would help me on, get over some of these obstacles.
Aren't you on 38s now?
38s. Yeah, yeah.
You're Patagonia fanboy. Patagonia
I
fanboy.
am, and they've been really good to me. It's a good tire to have.
They're very popular. They're
They have
everywhere
been this
you
last
look.
year. Everybody's putting them on.
Everywhere online.
They're everywhere.
Almost every not every person realistically, but a ton of people.
It's why I don't think
They
I'm going to
all-
buy them.
They all have that tire.
Same reason I'm not going to buy a JK.
Because everybody has one,
Everyone
right?
has one.
Check this out. So back to Dirt and Drive when I ripped that tire out.
Okay.
So I get a message from Martin from Milestar. He works for him, and he goes, "Hey, Steve, I heard you had a problem with one of the tires." Now, this is no fault of the tire. I had that bolt go in, ripped the sidewall out. He calls me and said, "Steve, where are you going to be at tomorrow night? We're going to ship you a tire."
No shit.
Yeah, so that was way cool of him. And I said, "Hey, Martin, we're going to the bar. I am not going to...
What's the address here?
Just know too.
I am not going to swap out a tire in the parking lot right now. I had my spare on. I'm good to go."
You didn't make him do it.
No.
Holy shit,
No.
man.
But
Come
you
on.
know what? He did ship one to my work.
Yeah.
So when I got home, there was a brand new 38-inch tire.
That's straight up
Sitting-
customer service because you are not sponsored by them.
No,
right?
no,
and
no,
this
no.
podcast is not sponsored
No.
by them.
No,
In fact,
no.
this is the first one, so there's no way
No.
that would happen. You just really are a fan of them.
Yeah. The tires get they ride, as Max knows, I can do 80 miles an hour on the freeway,
Yeah, that's true.
smooth as can
On
be.
a 38, no sweat.
And it's got as much bite as my other tires I've had on it, on the same obstacles I've always gone. I didn't
Yeah.
notice.
And they do have the black labels.
They do.
And
they do.
does I forgot his name. He's in California right now.
Rod.
Rod. He has the black labels
He
now.
has. He has.
Does he drive it everywhere on the highway?
I saw it on a trailer.
No. Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah.
But I think he drives it around as a daily driver,
I
right?
know that sounded like
No,
I was giving him shit, but I'm not.
he's got a pickup. So they tow it
Okay.
behind their fifth wheel or RV. He's got
So
an
it's a
RV.
pickup with a RV with another trailer that tows the Jeep. The Jeep, I
Yeah.
thought the Jeep was flat towed, and I was like, man, to run.
You know what? In the
softer
past,
tires?
it was, but with that soft compound, I think he is trailing right now. I'm not sure about that,
That's smart. That's smart.
but I think he would because
That'd just be a waste.
It would be. It would be.
And I'm sure it's way more enjoyable to
So,
waste it on a rock
I'm
than
at-
it is to let the highway waste it
I'm
away.
actually looking forward to his feedback on that. If there's a noticeable difference.
Yeah, yeah.
If he can actually feel it grabbing a little better than
Yeah.
the regular tire.
Well, in the past, I've had actual sticky tires, the BFG red labels, and they are amazing. I mean, everything grabs, nothing is slippery, and if you just went through water and it's a slick rock, Mike had mentioned, he's like, hey, just heat them up, like
Dry them off.
like dude, just burn them around for like a minute or so. Not only were they smoking and you could smell the oil, they were crazy sticky, and I bumped into it and it just went right up. A little bit aggressive, but it went right up. And I don't think a regular compound street tire would have done that.
Yeah, no, they
I think
wouldn't
you would have
perform
been
the same way.
struggling with a 5,000 pound plus Jeep
Oh yeah.
to get up it. It's too much weight unless you have that crazy traction.
Oh yeah. Speaking about weight, Mike, I want to weigh your willies. So at work,
It's way heavier than our Jeeps.
we
It
all
is not
we all
even.
Way
because I
heavier.
was looking at your Jeep before. I'm like, you know what? That's heavier than my JK.
No, there ain't
Easy.
no way.
Easy.
That
There ain't
frame
no
you put
way.
over there,
You guys
that
are
thing
out
has
of
so
your
much
damn mind.
steel on it.
What? It has a lot of steel, yes, and it's
So my JK fully loaded with me in it is right at 6,100 pounds, full tank of fuel, and I bet you your Willys
It's 52.
54.
fully loaded.
Well, I did put 39s on it just recently,
Yeah.
so 50, probably 56 now.
When we were
There ain't no
when
fucking
we
way.
were
It's
fully,
52.
You watch.
There ain't no
it's probably
way.
a surprise.
we were fully loaded, and we weighed him before the Rubicon, and we were like, what, less than 100 pounds apart, and it was like 54.
Just own up to the fact you were standing on my part of it.
No.
You had to been standing on it.
I think I was in my Jeep.
Your shadow was on my
he-
scale part.
heavy
That
shadow.
was your JK though, right?
Yeah, the JK. But no doors.
Yeah. No top, no doors.
Well, soft top.
That's not a fucking Get the hell out of here.
Hey, man, it's like 30 pounds.
44s and a 30.
Yeah.
35 inch
35
tires.
inch. But I think you might have had the same at the time.
No,
Maybe
I
37s.
had the 60 in the rear, the heavy half in the front. I had 37s, bead locks. You didn't have them either.
Still
right?
don't. Still don't.
Right.
Yeah,
There ain't no way. We are going to weigh it. You're right, because it's fucking lighter than Gonad. out
I
in
know
the
now
garage.
that my Liberty, it's like 55 at least.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more even, fully loaded.
I'm going to weigh it before I put the 60 in there.
And
then
I think
that
55
what
is
I'm
too
gonna
heavy.
do.
I wanted 49.00.
When I very first built it with 35s and everything, when I first built it, it was 39.80.
Bullshit.
It was. I have the paperwork. 39.80. But then I built the tire carrier, added a fifth tire, added tools. This was bone stock when I first built it. Not bone stock. I mean,
So no parts and tools in it.
no parts, no tools, no spare tires.
'Cause that really
full
adds
tank
up.
of gas.
It's a ton of
one ton
stuff.
axle, or
I think I saw a post from Brennan that has the Willys and he built the truck.
Yeah.
I think he's 500 pounds in tools and like recovery,
Yeah.
whatever's
Yeah,
in the
it
Jeep.
adds up
He
fast.
pulled
And
it
I
all
believe-
out and weighed it 500 pounds.
I believe
that
that.
dude drilled holes everywhere.
And you know, we have a 4x4 scale at work,
Yeah.
so we can pull all our spare parts out,
nice.
all the tools, and weigh what we're actually adding to the Jeep.
Yeah.
On top of that,
And then
Yeah.
you know, Mike and I have noticed we carry like sometimes you have 5 crescent wrenches. You don't need 5.
Yeah, I've
You
gone.
need 2.
I've thinned all that shit out.
that's funny you mentioned that because I pulled my tool bag out after dirt and drive because there was so many repairs and I had crap disorganized thrown in the back, and literally I had like after going through my bag 3 or 4 crescent wrenches,
Yeah. Of course.
it's about the same amount of pliers. I can't tell you how many screwdrivers and wrench sets I had.
Which you never use probably.
No, you only
Dude.
need one.
I like convenience. I hate being the last guy because for some reason, every time, like when I air up or air down, I'm the only guy running around all the time. I can't talk to anybody, and it seems like I'm always behind for some reason. So I have all these crazy tools, but then I made a tool bag of basic tools that you can also grab to, and then I also needed like extra crescent wrenches. So for the thing, so exactly what he said. I'm going through my tools. I got like 5 pairs of pliers in there. I got all this extra stuff that I don't need, and I started clearing all that crap out. And I started, for every time a vehicle broke that I was on a trail with, I started carrying that dude's spare parts too. So I didn't have to stick around.
Well, I do that too, but only if it makes sense for me. Like
Right.
valve cores, extra valve stems,
Yeah,
you know,
I
like
do that
all
too.
these little tinky things, and they're
Right.
in a nice little plastics container with cubbies, and that weighs nothing.
Yeah.
But the convenience to have it is
I've-
way better than fully running out.
I've got one bag that weighs about 12 to 15 pounds of grade 8 nuts and bolts of every length, size, diameter
Right.
that you can think. Every bolt for my suspension is in that bag. One of them at least.
A spare,
A spare bolt in
Yeah.
case I falls
because
off.
they can
breaks.
fall out.
Yeah.
we were on the trail with what's that one to the lake, the dam, Bartlett Lake? No, Log Corral.
Yeah,
With-
but it's Bartlett.
Yeah, with Gabe, and he had a brake caliper bolt back out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I lost a 3-link. My passenger rear 3-link
Yeah.
vibrated loose. I'm cruising down the road. So if you're 3-link and you lose one,
Oh, you lose them all.
dude, it's like a rodeo ride.
Holy shit, dude! When I 4-linked the rear, I got that story where I was underneath it and I pulled out that upper link.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna die, dude.
The
but
Jeep
then-
almost fell on you.
yeah, right. All rolled forward. I had no idea that was gonna happen. I know this sounds really stupid because I should have known that was gonna fall apart like that. You know what I mean? I
Right,
don't know what the hell
right.
I was thinking.
But it's not only a 3-link. It's a 3-link with a track bar can fall apart like that, and a double triangulated 4-link. If you lose one, you're done.
Right.
Like that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
And anything, so 4-link with a track bar, you can lose a couple, and you're
Right,
cool.
right.
You know, as long as you lose opposing ones, not two lowers. You know that would be bad.
That's
but,
funny. I don't know if you're gonna lose one on each side. Come on now.
Hey,
But
you never
that's
know.
a whole different podcast. All right, gentlemen, that's a different podcast. We've been going for 51 minutes, Steve.
Wow.
Dude, I appreciate you coming in.
No, I appreciate you guys having me.
We could talk all freaking day on
Yeah.
this. One, because we know each other, and we've wheeled a lot together, right? So that's good. So you're going to have to come back, and we'll have to hook up. We got a ton of questions for you.
Anytime.
I think this is really fun though. It's
I do
really
too.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know why? Because like you said, we're not on our phones. We're actually
Yeah.
bullshitting, which is what we do normally. You know what I
Right.
mean? We just got to figure out how to figure in more drinking, I think.
Yeah.
You know, because we're all being like, this is all.
Well, that's what tailgaters comes in.
Yeah, but it'd be funny. We have to do a couple of these.
The podcast may be better if we do the drinking prior to.
Yeah, right. A couple hammers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then we'll be slurring and talking all over each other.
That's all-
Off
Almost-
topic.
That's almost what I felt like the other day, though, when you and I just did a practice one, because we
Yeah.
did almost 48 minutes just talking back and forth, trying to figure out the microphones, like how video works, how the lights work. You
Yeah, I
know?
certainly didn't give a
And-
shit at the end.
Yeah, but I think I only drank, I think I drank 3 pretty strong IPAs. And towards the end, I was like, ooh, I have to make sure I talk right. You know,
Yeah.
in my mind,
I have to be
maybe I
coherent.
sounded fine, but in my mind, I was like, no, I need to pay attention to my mouth moving when
Yeah, you sounded good, but like
Yeah.
that
But I was
video, I
feeling
got
it.
half a sock on. I got my feet all up, scratching my balls. Like nobody even cares.
But we did that to point out everything that could be a huge flaw, and that just looks weird. Like Mike had his foot on the table and his socks half off. You know, like
Yeah.
that's, or like we know we don't want our legs up to here in the frame. You
Yeah,
know,
we had to
like-
raise
Co-
the
co-
camera.
but I
cover-
think we
cover
had
your
to do
face.
that to figure it out
Yeah.
because we rather figure it out a couple days before than figure it out like this is a real episode.
Well, this one will probably be. It's going to get better from here, so you have to come back when it's not shitty.
Take 2.
It's not. It's already not shitty.
All right, man. We should have an outgoing shot.
Oh,
Oh, you guys don't do that, huh?
well, let's try.
You
Well,
gonna
they
do
filled
this
one up.
cinnamon thing?
Yeah, I'll do the cinnamon.
All right, man. Max, hook us up, bro.
Excellent.
All right, Steve. Cargos or regular pants?
Oh, regular pants. Oh, wait, for the trail?
Get your face right up into that
For the
thing.
trail?
No, just whenever. You a cargo short guy or not a cargo short guy?
You know, I hate to say it, I still do.
Still do cargos?
Yeah, I do.
Me
I'm not
too.
wearing them today, but
You're not like Ian and totally against them?
no,
No.
no.
Automatic or manual?
Oh, you know, I prefer manual,
Mm-hmm.
but for wheeling, I prefer automatic.
All right.
Let's ask Max.
Yeah, Max. Hold on. He's
What-
pouring our drinks right now. We can't do that yet.
Where are you at for wheeling, manual or automatic?
That's really tough because I had the automatic JK forever, and it's so nice. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I bet it's way easier.
The 5-speed is really hard, but it's way better because when the gear is engaged, it's fully engaged, and then there's no slipping. You know,
Right.
like I've seen a JK go neutral bomb backwards because the fluid wasn't pumping anymore. and your automatic transmission will.
That's a rookie because I
it'll go-
overfill. I put half a quart more in mine
Yep,
just because of that.
Yeah.
And I learned that 3 years ago the hard way
exactly.
by rolling backwards.
I've also seen somebody not get off the brake and clutch it quick enough, and it stalled, and they took off backwards down the
Me?
hill too.
Was it me?
No, well, yeah, a few times.
Potentially, it could be you next
Yeah.
time.
Stally Mastalski or whatever it was.
And you're right with the clutch, the brake, the gas. You don't like all of a sudden you're in a crazy scenario. You're grabbing levers and the wheel, and you got 6 people yelling different things, and you I don't want to say you panic, but you just don't make like super clear choices. You just kind of
You
go
have a
for
lot
something.
going on,
You know,
for
You
sure.
have a lot going on.
On some of the more technical big obstacles,
Automatic.
Yeah.
To crawl.
I've seen people just beat their Jeeps up, stalling and just launching every
but
time.
that's
Are you
wait
still-
till
are
you
you
get to
still-
159 to 1.
Are you
That's
still-
beautiful, dude.
Are you still
Yeah.
talking about me?
0.002 miles an hour up the obstacle.
Yeah, you can idle over it. So.
But you can break stuff because you have too much torque.
Yeah, you can't feel it anymore. That's for sure.
Without
That's another
giving
podcast,
gas.
boys.
That's
Let's
another
finish this. Ready?
Salute.
All right. Salute, Chin Dob, Broccoli Rob. That's
Oh, look, to make the ting sound, we just got to hit the stand.
all right. Nice one.
That's
Right,
terrible.
it sounded
Thanks,
like a
fellas.
bomb.